Now let's focus on what's happening on the ground in KwaZulu-Natal. Residents of uThongati are still without water more than 2 weeks after the Thongati water treatment plant was damaged by floods. Several suburbs and townships are without running water. NGO Gift of the Givers is in the area providing some assistance. Residents are now planning to protest tomorrow over these water shortages. Ronald Masinda, our reporter on the ground, has got more on the story for us. Ronald, good afternoon again. An hour or so ago, you spoke to Gift of the Givers on the ground. You spoke to an expert who's drilling boreholes there to assist the people of Tonga to get some water supply. What's happening now?
Pradhan, good afternoon. Well, efforts are continuing to provide much needed water for people living here in Tongat. They were telling us earlier, Pradhan, that they've been without running water for the past 23 days. We are near a local temple here where in the background we are still seeing borehole drilling that will be taking place. This is also an area that has been used as a depot where a lot of donations have been made. At least 1.3 million litres of water have come here, and having been part of some of the coverage with Gift of the Givers in the Western Cape, they had said that they had donated at least 1 million litres of water to KwaZulu-Natal residents, with 15 trucks making their way here. And the Western Cape residents say that they also want to be part of this, as this is a disaster that affects everyone in South Africa. So earlier on, we also visited the water plant where it's completely destroyed, Pradhan, and people were telling us that it will take up to 8 or 9 months to fix, and this could cost in the tune of around 900 million rand. So many people here in Tonga say they can't wait that long for adequate water to come their way. We are joined by a couple of guests. I am going to start off with Mr. Harold Maestri. Thank you so much for your time, sir. First of all, tell us what is going on at this stage and how much work has gone into efforts to help residents.
Okay, this is the Vishrup Temple Hall. This has been our disaster relief headquarters. We've housed 44 residents that were stranded from down the road here. We've also done relief efforts that involved hamper distribution. We've done 1,500 meals 3 times a day for 15 days. We've distributed hampers, 1,500 hampers. And we've distributed beds, stoves and kettles. But most importantly, on this site alone is where we've done the water distribution. We've done this via our massive 40,000 litre truck, which we dispensed into what we call flow bins, to ensure that it went out to the various communities. The idea was, rather than moving a large 18,000 litre truck, we did this, we dispatched them via flow bins, and we could have a greater impact in more areas. And to date, we have dispatched 1.3 million litres, and all of these are civil society initiatives. No assistance, nothing from the state, not a single drop that has been dispatched here has come from government.
Have you received any answers from government?
To date, there's been, well, we've got a liaison team with them. I know there's a meeting this afternoon. Hopefully there will be answers. But our primary concern has been that had it not been for civil society, this entire initiative, this town would have been without water.
Thank you very much indeed for your time, Mr. Fahim Ishmael. If you can come closer, because you've also been contributing with fresh produce. Tell us, how much effort have you gone in to assist those who are in need?
Hi. Well, my man Naeem here from Human Aid. I contacted him and I said, you know what, we're having a disaster in Tongat. And people are really affected. They don't have drinking water. So we as business people, we said, let's give back to the community, And we've covered most of the community over here in Tongat. So they put us in charge, Human Aid put us in charge of schools. And the schools are really affected, And what we're trying to do is, we're not getting any help from the government or anything like that. So we must thank, first of all, the Gift of the Givers. They gave us a lot of water, and then Human Aid. So these 2 organizations really, helped us and helped the town of Tongat.
All right, if we maybe can take a walk and just show our viewers some of the donations that you will be making. Now, in terms of the schools, we also heard that schools have only been opening 1 or 2 hours daily because of the water issue. But in terms of what you've done so far for them, do you feel that this will be enough to keep children at school?
Well, when I heard this, that school is only going to be open for 1-2 hours, we said this is not on. You know, you can't come 8 o'clock to school and going back home 10 o'clock. So what Human Aid and we discussed this whole issue, and we said, you know what, let's give them the water. Even they open school till half day, you know, like till 12, 1 o'clock. You know, as long as the kids got water to drink. And our next adventure, we want to get tankers. We are on the verge of getting tankers. Human Aid wants to sponsor some tankers to these schools so we can fill the JoJo tanks and let the schools, you know, have water to go to the toilets and all those things. And with COVID around, coming back again, it's you know what, we really have to be hands-on with this year.
Fahim, thank you very much indeed for your time. That's the situation on the ground, Bradan. At around 5 o'clock, we do understand that the community here in Tongaat will be meeting to be in protest of what is happening. 23 days is just not on. That's the message that's on the ground here in Tongaat.
Very much the Ronald Masinda, just Tongaat, of course, just north of Durban in KwaZulu-Natal.